Hello everyone, this is Dr. Sushma Sarala, consultant homeopath and clinical nutritionist at Fidicus Homeopathy. Now let's get into the risk factors of the endometriosis. Genetic cause. As I've already told you, if your mother or your primary sibling like your sister is suffering from endometriosis, that means they have some sort of a genetic code which is making them prone to endometriosis. If your mother or your primary sibling is suffering from endometriosis, then you have a higher chance of getting endometriosis. Then coming to the menstrual and reproductive factors. So, what are the menstrual factors or the reproductive factors that make you prone or make you a risk factor for endometriosis? The primary thing is attaining your menarche before 11 years. That means, what is menarche? Menarche is the first appearance of your menses. That means, if you're getting your first appearance of your menses before 11 years, you have a higher chance of having endometriosis. And not only that, having periods for a long period of time. Like, for example, if your cycle is 28 days, that means if you're having short period of cycle, that means if your cycle or normal cycle is 28 to 35 days, if you're having menses that is very shortly, for example, your cycle of your menstruation is just 20 days or it's just 15 days, that means you're having your menstruation or your menses every 15 days or every 20 days, then you have a higher chance of having endometriosis. And not only that, prolonged bleeding during menstruation can also be a risk factor. For example, prolonged bleeding for more than 7 days can also be a risk factor for endometriosis. And not only that, if you have conceived your children before 30 years of age, that is two children before 30 years of age, then you have a higher chance of having endometriosis because of the longer gap. And also, if you're nulliparous or if you haven't conceived before 30 years, that means you have a higher chance of having endometriosis. Then coming to the reproductive factors, if you're nulliparous and you're aged above 30, or if you have conceived before 30 years and there is a long gap after the two children, then that means you have a higher chance of having endometriosis in your 35 to your 45 age. Hormonal and estrogen exposure. Remember, the estrogen in your body is the reason that the endometrium grows in size, and the progesterone maintains the endometrial growth. Remember that excess estrogen will cause increased endometrial thickness. Then that can also be a risk factor for endometriosis. And lifestyle and environmental factors. Exposure to certain chemicals and also having an unhealthy lifestyle will lead you to have hormonal disruption, excess estrogen, that can also lead to the endometriosis. Remember that people who are suffering from PCOS, they have higher amount of E1, which can also cause the increase in endometrial tissue leading to endometriosis. So PCOS can also progress into endometriosis. And immune system dysfunction. People who are suffering from immune system dysfunction can have endometriosis. Now coming to the consultation part of the Fidicus Homeopathy. If you're suffering from endometriosis and you would like to visit us, then remember that we have two kinds of options. One is the online consultation option where you can contact us even if you're staying far away from the nearest branch of Fidicus through audio or video call consultations. And if you're staying near the nearby branches of Fidicus Homeopathy, then you can come in person and contact us. Remember, you can contact us either through WhatsApp or through call through this number. If you're consulting us online, then remember, if you're having any sort of investigations which are related to the present symptom, that is endometriosis, you can share it with us and we will let you know if we need further investigation. Not only that, and don't you feel that you have to buy medication from somewhere else? Here at Fidicus, we offer you with top-rated medicines which are delivered to your doorstep. If you're staying in India, then it will take about 3 to 4 business days. If you're staying in USA, 3 to 5 business days. And apart from that, it can take up to 4 to 8 business days for the medicine to reach you. You can contact us here at Fidicus through this number. You can contact us either through WhatsApp or through call. If you're suffering from endometriosis, then why should you choose Fidicus, or why would you want to associate with Fidicus Homeopathy even though there are a number of homeopathic doctors near you? The reason is that here at Fidicus, it is highest chances of success as well as health. We give you top rated, best quality medications, and the patient care or the personal care that we give here at Fidicus is of top notch. And not only that, the transparency in treating the patient is also there. And also we have highest success rate. So next time if you want to choose homeopathy, try choosing Fidicus Homeopathy. Thanks.
Fidicus Homeopathy.